All right, welcome everybody to the Minor League Esports Playoffs, brought to you by PowerA, Humble Bundle, and of course, Balls Guarana. My name is Leaky. Joining with me today is Gigabyte, and we have got some excellent series on the docket for you.
We absolutely do. Our first match of the night is an Academy League matchup between the Hurricanes and the Wolves. Both of these teams have been fantastic this season. The Hurricanes, with a 31-19 record, are currently going to be playing Black and Z Adams tonight. And then with the Wolves, with a 32-18 matchup, or 32-18 record, excuse me. Slight favorites, they're going to be playing Stevo and Fuhoff tonight. And before we get into these games, though, we'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors that you just mentioned. First one is the PowerA controllers. PowerA controllers are absolutely fantastically responsive. Paddles on the back for, whatever you want to assign them to. I have them assigned to my air rolls for right now. But PowerA controllers are fantastic, responsive, and they'll help you get the most out of your game.
And then on top of that as well, when you're using those excellent PowerA controllers, make sure to grab yourself a bottle of Balls Guarana. There's no better way to stay energized and in the game than with a bottle of balls. And on top of that, go ahead and get a game for you to enjoy with all of this stuff over from our friends at Humble Bundle. They've got all sorts of deals running all the time. They're absolutely fantastic. And you can check all three of them out on our website, mlesports.gg. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. These are the best of the best. But that's enough sponsor callouts for right now. We've got a game to get into, this first for them of this playoffs. We got a lot on the line as they go ahead and start taking the field.
Yep, they're going to hit the field right now. And time for predictions, Sleegy. Who you got?
I'm going to go ahead and go with the Wolves on this one. What are you thinking?
That was going to be mine as well. And here's the first kickoff. Wolves. They win this. It goes back to Stevo. Stevo going to take it. Looking to pass it to center, but Black is there defending it. It's going to go over the top. Black can't get to it. He's going to be there. No! Fuhoff not able to come up and make the play on it.
Yeah, now it's Black with possession, actually. He's going to look to get that in midfield. It looks like Adams just hanging back a little bit, waiting to see what comes of this. He is able to get the interception off of Stevo, but Foof there quickly. Back to Black, though. Off the back wall. He gets the follow-up past Stevo, but it's not quite on target. So Foof able to pick it up, but so far it has been the Hurricanes, Keeg, that have really been pushing into this Wolves half.
Yeah, the Hurricanes have been keeping a really good job of cutting it off, making sure it doesn't go too far back. Adams taking a shot. Blocked away by Foof. Foof. I don't know exactly how you say that one. If someone in production could please let me know. But I'm going to call him Fuhoff for now. But now the Wolves have the opportunity to come back on offense. Black going to pass it out. Stevo back to center. Is going to recenter. And Adams going to be able to chip it away. Off the wall, Stevo cuts it off in midfield. The Wolves now doing an excellent job of keeping that midfield control.
It's going to be Black that looks to get it through. Foof not actually get a touch there. Does fall to Stevo, though, who's struggling right now to gain possession. He does get control, but it's a back pass from Adams to Black. Hurricanes now with possession. Moving down midfield, and it's cut off by Foof. He pushes it to the right side, and it seems right now that both of these teams, Keeg, they're sort of not really putting all of their effort into pushing forward. They're kind of staying back a little bit, letting the play develop, not really willing to put themselves in a situation where they could be overextended.
Well, it's that initial feel-out segment, the first minute or two of the game. You're kind of trying to feel out the other team, see exactly what they can do. And I'd say if I had to guess, the Hurricanes are currently probably the more mechanically skilled of these two teams, but the Wolves probably have a better rotation and better teamwork going on between the two of them. But the Hurricanes are using that mechanical skill to the greatest advantage. And so far, I think they've had just a slight advantage over the Wolves.
Yeah, that they have, but for both of these teams, it still remains 0-0 as we quickly approach the halfway point of game number one here. The Wolves trying to get something going, but it doesn't happen. Black quickly back on top of the ball. He takes a strike. It's off to the right side. Follow-up by Adams will be staved by Stevo. And this has been a back-and-forth effort. It really seems like the Hurricanes has spent a lot of time in the Wolves' half, but with their defense, it hasn't quite paid off for them yet.
No, it hasn't. And the Wolves, they need to get out of here soon. Otherwise, the Hurricanes are going to be able to put it right into the net. And they've come close a couple times, but the Wolves on defense have been pretty solid. Like I said, their rotations and teamwork coming out strong here to counter the Hurricanes' mechanical skill.
That ball coming off the back wall a little bit. Stevo taking it slow, looking to sneak it past Adams. He does. It actually comes perfectly for Foof. Adams with a quick recovery to get on top, but it comes back again. That's going to be Steve-O with the miss. No one back for the Wolves. It's going to be coming up off the back wall. It's Black in the air, but he hits it off the post.
Unfortunate. Black just hurried to get to that just a little bit too quick. And that will result in a missed opportunity for the Canes. Now the Wolves, they had a missed opportunity there too, and Black is just going to be able to take this one out himself, but Steve-O is going to be there to interrupt it. Now Adams going to try and take it up the wall. No, he's going to carry it over. He has time. The Wolves giving him plenty of room, but Foof able to take it away.
And the control's been really good as Foof gonna just get it over top the head of Black, and just like that, they get the opening goal of playoffs for the Wolves.
Well, for all the mechanical skill we were seeing from the Hurricanes, that flicks was nearly perfect mechanically. Slow flick got it right over Adams, and the Wolves are going to use that to go to a 1-0 lead, but really late in the game. And you think these goals are going to come in a premium like this for the entire series?
Well, it certainly wouldn't surprise me. The defense on both sides so far has been absolutely incredible. Both these teams doing a great job of rotating and getting around with the speed they need to. It'll be interesting to see if both of them start to sort of realize that and really pick up their aggression. And that could lead to them actually doing worse on defense if they get too overly aggressive. So it's just going to be a matter of time, really, to see how the rest of this game and series develops.
Well, so far, the Hurricanes have not really overcommitted on this, even though they're down 1 with less than a minute left. I would like to see some more aggression from them, but that might do it, and it will. Black ties it up with just under 45 remaining.
Yeah, and this is just a great pickup by Black. He gets it just by Steve-O. Excellent awareness on his part to turn to get the ball slightly pushed over to the left. He pulls it off, gets them level, and now with 44 seconds to go, Keeg, and with how difficult it's been for both of these teams to score, we could be in golden goal territory.
We could indeed. With just over 30 seconds, like you said, they're going to have to play some good team play here to get it past him, and Hurricanes look like they're attempting that. Adams going to put it up the wall, bounce it into center. Is going to roll center, but Steve-O's there to send it away for now, but it's not out of danger. Black going to try and put one on target, but it's going to go just wide, and now Foof is going to have control of this one.
Well, he's going to push it down the left side of the field, down the sidelines, looking to get Steve-O in mid. It's going to be off the back wall. Steve-O's there. He gets it just over Adams, and with 10 seconds remaining, the Wolves retake the lead.
In fact, Foof puts it over Steve-O. Like you said, Adams was trying to chase puts it over Black. Steve-O was chasing, Adam was chasing Steve-O the whole way back. If I can speak today, that would be great. Chasing him the whole way back, just couldn't get back in time, though, to make that save. But Black trying to make this happen with 5 seconds left. It's going to come off the wall. Adams is coming up, but that's not going to be there, and that's going to drop, and the Wolves are going to win game 1.
Yeah, but man, that is an absolutely close way to start out game 1. Both of these teams neck and neck until literally the final 10 seconds. But in the end, the Wolves, they're able to put those passing plays together to get the open space. They get it past one off the back wall. Perfect pass. And the final hit there from Steve at the end to secure it. So that gives them the first game of the series, sort of takes a little pressure off of them, but they've got to keep their pedal to the metal because the Hurricanes looked absolutely fantastic that game, and they're not going to be laying down just yet.
No, they're not. And both these teams, you can tell, they're more defensively minded. They're not willing to push out unless they know they have a good opportunity, but the Wolves, slightly better at making more opportunities for themselves. Their dribble skill, as we've seen with those 2 flicks, absolutely fantastic. Both of the Canes players got tricked on a flick by the Wolves, so they can make plays like that happen, as we saw there actually in the replay in the background. Foof, just fantastic on those flicks. So the Hurricanes have got to kind of prevent that a little bit. If they can prevent that, they'll be in a better spot, but for right now, the Wolves definitely the ones with the advantage.
Yeah, that they are. So it's just going to be a game of momentums. Can the Hurricanes take it back from the Wolves and really get themselves back in a position here to get level in the series and start pushing it? Or are they going to let themselves lose this game and then have to be faced with a reverse sweep? Only time will tell, but we're just moments away from joining into game number 2, Keeg. And this game is going to be, in my opinion, I have a feeling it's going to be just as close as the last one.
I sincerely hope so, and here we go. We're going to find out here. First kickoff comes away, and that's going to go over to Steve-O, who's ready for it, but no. He's going to roll under it. It's going to come off the wall a little bit. Trying to get it past Adams, but Adams does come in and interferes with it. See, that's something that the Hurricanes are already seeming to be doing better on, is not giving the Wolves enough space to get those flicks off. And You give him space, that'll happen.
That they do, and Steve-O actually almost really does a good job of setting himself up there. Had a little bit more power on that hit than I think he wanted to, but now with Adams on the attack, it's Foof who has to come up and get that save. Black back in the midfield. He pushes it to the left side, but Steve-O's actually going to beat him to it. It's Foof right in mid. Adams, though, reads it wonderfully, gets it away, and they maintain possession.
They do, in fact, but Foof is on the back wall. He's not going to be able to get a hold of that one. They fake each other out. Adams going to come up and take a shot, but it's going to go wide to the left. Foof was ready to block that, though, if it was on target. Now, Steve-O can't quite get there. Foof is back around, though, and the Wolves, like I said last game, much, much better, as it seems, in the Hurricanes on those defensive rotations.
It's going to be the Wolves seeking their goal as Black just narrowly avoiding a demo from Steve-O. It's Foof who has to rotate back around. He gets credited for a save there. That would have been a really interesting angle to see had he not actually gotten a touch on that. Black, though, going to drop it down, and that could be a Balls Garana play of the week.
Could, in fact. I said earlier the Hurricanes appeared to have a little bit more mechanical skill, and Black coming out and showing that off here. That's not one that you see at the Academy League level too much. Both of the Hurricanes defenders caught up on the near side, and as a result, both the Wolves defenders caught up on the near side, and Black going to put one in.
And just like that, now Hurricanes take their first lead of the series tonight. Adams trying to double it there, but it's blocked by Foof. Black back in his own half, got possession on the sideline. Doesn't get it over Foof, though, and so it's Adams who has to rotate back around. 2v1 situation while Black gets re-rotated, but Adams able to competently take care of it. It's going to come off the back wall. Adams is there, but he puts it directly to the feet of Steve-O, who's going to have an easy time making that save.
Yeah, well positioned by Steve-O in the net, making sure that nothing was going to get through him, given his position. Adams, though, he's going to take a quick chip shot. Foof can't get there. Adams going to be able to come around and put it in again. The Canes, have a 2-0 lead.
This is just a defensive mistake right there. They were both double up on that far post, so when it bounces off, no one really in a position to respond. Adams able to follow through. Now a 2-0 lead for the Hurricanes with about 3 minutes left here in game 2. And this is exactly the sort of response that we were looking for them to make, Gigabyte, after that loss in game 1.
Oh, yeah, the Canes doing a much better job of getting around on defense, making sure they're creating their own offensive opportunities rather than just letting and taking advantage of what the Wolves give them. Adams, though, going to try and put this one behind him, and that's not going to happen. Going to get it cleared away. Black now going to try and put one center. Gets the boost, puts one center, but it's going to go very, very quick by. No chance of Black getting to that one.
Ooh, but Black is there in the midfield. That's going to be a shot. It's just high. He gets the follow-up, but that's going to go wide left. Could have been 3-0 there. Wolves kind of getting away with one. They're doubled up on that ball. Neither is going to be back for this. Steve-O gets a very fortunate touch on that to keep it away, but that was a dangerous situation.
Wolves got very, very lucky there. That could have, in fact, been a goal. They were on top of each other, almost literally, in fact, coming up to the Hurricanes net, and the Canes, I'm not sure how they didn't end up scoring that one. Maybe they just didn't realize that they were both up. Maybe they thought they had less time than they did, but very lucky for the Wolves that wasn't scored.
Well, it's the Hurricanes right now who continue to mount the pressure. Steve-O gets a sight touch, but Adams there to follow it up. Black hanging really far back in their own half, just waiting for something to happen. He misses that mid boost, and so he'll be low here. As Steve-O able to take control. He's struggling actually a little bit. He let the ball get away from him. Adams right on him. Gets the demo, and now it's going to be Black, but it's a great block from Foof. Wolves, though, starting to run out of time here to get this game back under control.
In fact, Foof now, he's going to try and chip it over Black. Black, though, gets above him and does get the block. Now Steve-O going to try and make something happen, but he's slow to get to it. Adams gets the challenge and wins it. Going to flick one over, looking to get one to center, but Foof does come in and send it away. Now he's going to try and take it out. No, goes back to center. Steve-O puts one onto the Cane side. Demo coming out from Foof. Foof isn't going to be able to get there in time, though. And that's an opportunity squandered by the Wolves as well. But that's an opportunity again. Almost an own goal by Adams, but it is going to go away. And now the Canes open net. That's going to be a goal.
Yeah, and that comes off the back of Steve-O. He pushed way too early on that initial shot, and then on the ensuing counterattack, Black gets some speed, but the opportunity to save it was there. Just an unfortunate mistiming of when he needed to be there. The nerves of playoffs and in that situation get to him, and that should really put the game away for the Hurricanes, doing an outstanding job of getting offensively back on the table.
Yeah, that's going to put it almost out of reach of the Wolves. 30 seconds left, 3 goals. Duos possible, but definitely not likely, especially with the Canes controlling the ball as well as they are right now. Down to 20 seconds. It is out of range of the Wolves now pretty much. So game 2 is going to go to the Hurricanes. And what do you think the Wolves are going to have to do to come back for game 3?
Well, I mean, they just haven't looked as defensive this game as they did in the first. I mean, really, it was their defense all during that first game. That's going to be a shot that'll roll in. They will have 2 seconds. Just to finish my thought, it was their defense that has really been letting them down. But if they can get some sort of offensive push here in the final 2 seconds, we could see over. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking it's 2-1. I'm bad at math.
Yeah, no, it's still out of range, but that is going to give them some momentum going into game number 3 so that they don't have to, they don't have to just kind of sit there and wonder how they didn't score any, how they let the Canes get so far ahead. So they are going to get something, but I just think they adjusted too much off of their game plan for this game.
I do as well. I mean, and it goes back to what I was talking about right before the end, where I can't add 1 + 1 or equals 3. But either way, it was their defense. We saw it do absolutely stout work for them. We were talked about in the first game, the Hurricanes all in their half, really putting on the pressure, and the Wolves were able to sort of withstand it and keep it away. I mean, they do again here. They put 6 saves up on the board, but it wasn't really the same intensity that we saw from them in that first game.
Yeah, no, and just they need to get so Wolves need to have this balance of their stellar defense, but they need to take more advantage of the opportunities that they get. And they got a few good ones that game that they didn't actually capitalize on. If they can do that, they'll have a good chance for coming back for game 3. But so far, these teams look very, very even on most fronts.
Yeah, and on the inverse side of that as well, the Hurricanes really doing a good job of not really increasing their attacking pressure, but making it much more clinical. When they had shots and opportunities come their way, they were much more accurate with where their placement was, how their power was on it, and that absolutely served them well, because when you're playing against a defense that is performing well, you have got to execute to near perfection to really get it past them.
You do, in fact. All right, folks. Game number 3 about to start here once all our spectators decide to join the match. There we go. So here we go. Kickoff incoming. Adams wins it, but it is going to go for Wolves. Black gets it, chips it to side, but Foof is there. Adams clears it away. Now back to center. Can Steve-O come up with anything? No, we can't. He's going to miss it by a long shot. Foof now back into the Hurricanes half. Hurricanes looking to do something with it. Adams off the wall. Miss from the Wolves again. Black sends it back over. Foof has to come up with it. It's going to go over the top, but he can't come up with anything, and Black going to chip it over to Steve-O. Early lead for the Canes.
That is a nice touch right there from Black as well. Foof with an unfortunate pop-up that he can't clear off the wall, and then Black just getting that nice soft touch to get it over to final defender in the goal. And the Hurricanes continuing their leading ways from last one, take the first of game 3.
They do, in fact. Now Adams could have something almost off the ceiling here. Nice block from Steve-O's save, and that's going to keep it on the side, but Black couldn't come up with the rebound. He does keep the advantage, however. Adams chips it back in, but Steve-O blocks. Now back again. Black into center, on target, but sent away by Steve-O. Now the Wolves, they need to get it clear, and there it is. Steve-O will send it away.
Yeah, they're finally able to relieve some of that pressure they've been experiencing in their half. Steve-O actually taking a really quick shot there. Good job on Adams to have the awareness and speed to get up to that ball in time. But it's the Wolves now who seem to be picking up some momentum and speed as Foof going to get it past one. He gets it past Black, and that's going to be in.
So close here. Foof barely coming away with this one. Black almost had that save. In fact, he does get the touch, but just not quite as far off as he wanted it to be. Foof, it's going to roll in for him. And we're back to a 1-1 game.
That we are. Kickoff won by Black, but it falls directly to the feet of Stevo. Quick strike going to be blocked out by Adams. He's going to try and pick it up. Black actually bumps him away. He's like, give me the ball. I want it for myself. It ends up getting cut out in midfield, and those sorts of communicational errors, especially when you're trying to gain the possession of the ball, are going to have to be something they're very careful about, because the Wolves will absolutely capitalize.
The Canes almost capitalized there on a miss by the Wolves too, but Wolves able to get back in time. Foof cuts him off. Stevo looking for Foof, but Foof is already heading back. Now Black will cut it off again.
Ooh, that's a good demo as well.
Yeah, Foof gets the touch, but it's going to come back in. Adams to center, sent away again by Foof. Now Foof was looking to get a demo maybe on Black. I'm not sure what he was going for there.
It looked like he sort of tried to go for it, realized it wasn't really an option, and then it sort of put him out of position for playing the ball as well. An interesting little play there. But now with Stevo, he gets on top. It's a bit too powerful of a flick. Foof is there, but it's
what a block by Black! Oh, man.
Stevo getting there just in time. My goodness.
The Canes almost had an open net opportunity. Foof might have one here, but it does get blocked by Adams. Now Stevo over the top. He's going to send it in over Black, and the Wolves once again have the lead.
Yeah, and just a great play here. Stevo able to get turned around quickly, gets it just accurate enough where he can follow it through, slots it into the bottom left corner. Now it's the Wolves, 2:17 to go here in game 3, looking to put themselves on series point, but that's not going to last for long, as Adams gonna equalize immediately after kickoff.
Well, let's see where this kickoff went wrong, because I'm not sure where it did. Stevo just came up short. Adams went all the way through the ball, and that was just enough muscle to put it into net. So we're back to a tie again, just over 2 minutes remaining, and what a back and forth series so far.
Yes, it has been extremely close throughout each game so far. And now here in game 3, we're tied at 2-2. 2:05 to go. Ball sitting in the Wolves' corner right now. It's going to be Adams to push, but he's beat by Foof. Black, the last man back. It's a block from Foof. It's going to come all the way back out to the midfield for Stevo. Going to actually not be able to get around to it. Black not able to get to touch. Stevo with possession. He gets it over one, not over to second, but it comes back out in the midfield. Foof on top. If he could have gotten more power on that, he had the accuracy. But as it stood, Black was able to cut it down quickly. This game remains tied with about 95 seconds to go.
In fact, now Stevo going to try and make something of it, but it's going to get blocked away. Foof is there. Adams across. Black looking for the shot, and he will get it. And the Hurricanes will take the 1-goal lead.
And Black, man, we've been saying his name a lot tonight. What a shot from him. He's able to swing around, gets it just over Stevo. It's got the power to beat Foof, and it's on target. 124, and it re-gives the lead now to the Hurricanes.
In fact, and that was a great team play by the Canes too. Great presence of mind by Adams to know that if he bombed it over the center, that Black would be there. Great teamwork from the Canes coming out now. Definitely looking a lot better than they did in the first game, and that's a great block by Black.
Clip that, Twitch chat. Black absolutely dunking on Foof. What a timed flip, and that's going to double the Hurricane lead.
Sometimes all you got to do is you just got to keep with it, push it through, and say this ball's going in whether you want it to or not. Now Foof is going to have control of it. Stevo's right on top of him, though. That's not where you want to be. Now no room for the pass, so it's going to go right back, but Stevo cuts it off in mid. Into the corner. Something else I've been noticing about the Wolves is that they've been boost-starving the Hurricanes pretty well.
That they have, but it's been a question of whether or not they've been utilizing that boost advantage well. I mean, we've seen the Hurricanes have been so deadly so far on the counterattack, just quickly capitalizing on any sort of Wolves mistake. And you really don't need a whole lot of boost to get off those quick counters if you can get powerful hits downfield to an awaiting teammate. And now with 30 seconds remaining, the pressure really going to start to mount on the Wolves. They're 2 down, Keith.
Yeah, and as good as the Hurricanes' ability on transitions have been, wow, nice save by Black. But as good as the Hurricanes' ability on transitions has been, the Wolves have been just that, but as bad. they've just been on top of each other when pushing the ball upfield. Their offensive rotations haven't been great, and their spacing has just been, they haven't been respecting it. So if they can respect each other's spacing, get those transitions a bit better, stop being directly on top of each other, you might get those team plays that the Hurricanes are kind of putting against you, and you'll be able to pull out a game or two and at least close these gaps, because that's the second game in a row that they've lost by 2.
Yeah, that it is. And now the Hurricanes, after a 2-game series or 2 games where they've been able to pull out the win, they find themselves very quickly here on series point. And the Wolves, their backs are going to be against the wall for the remainder of this series. They cannot allow a mistake, because one error, one thing doesn't go their way and they lose a game, their season comes to a grinding halt.
Yeah, indeed. Like we said, though, unlike most MLE series, this is not play all 5. This is a best of 5 series. So, like you said, the Canes now on match point and only 1 win away from moving on to the next round in our playoffs. And we'll have to see what happens in game number 3. What do you think the keys to success are for the Hurricanes?
I mean, for the Hurricanes, you've really just got to keep that up tempo you've been playing all series long. Just keep throwing shot after shot after shot into the Wolves have. Make it where they are struggling to keep rotated in the proper positions, because that's ultimately what's going to win you the game. Because really, the majority of the Hurricanes' goals have come from very small Wolves mistakes that the Hurricanes were able to quickly jump on and capitalize and just push it downfield.
In fact, now here we go. Game number 4 is about to get underway. Can the Canes clean it up? Can the Wolves come back and force a game number 5? We're about to find out, folks. Here we go.
We'll kick off here. Game number 4. Gonna be Foof. Doesn't quite get the touch. It's gonna fall back down for Adams, who will find it. Gonna come off the back wall. He's waiting. He waits a little bit too long there as Foof able to get the interception. Picks it up on the front of his car, but Black there to quickly cut it out. Gonna put it off the corner, coming back out into the midfield. Adams is there. He gets a great 50. Very dangerous spot, though. I'm not sure if I'd have gone up for that myself. You missed that ball, and that is a sure-in goal for the Wolves. They're able to get away with one there, and now it's the Wolves pushing.
The Wolves kind of slowing it down a little bit on this on these possessions too, and I kind of like that, and I kind of don't. Of course, if you slow it down too much, that is going to happen. But no, they interfere with each other, and they miss an opportunity. The Hurricanes, that's going to be a little bit demoralizing. They're going to have to come back from that one, knowing that they missed an opportunity to go up by 1 when goals have been so hard to come by in this series. Now the Wolves, they can have the opportunity to take it over. Foof tries to get one past him, but Black comes up and says, "No, I'll take that. Thank you very much." Black gets it into the corner too. Now Adams, he's going to put it off the back wall. Bounces out. Black decides not to go for that, and Foof has control. The Wolves now going to have the offensive stand.
And that's going to be Black. He gets it. And this is what I was talking about, Gigabyte. This is exactly what I was talking about. The Wolves can do everything right, but one small mistake, and the Hurricanes have been so deadly efficient on capitalizing on them and really scoring off of quick counterattacks.
Yeah, just a small hesitation leads to that goal. Black just able to get it past the last Wolves attacker. Yeah, not much else to be said about that. Black now chips it into center. Adams is there. Can he get it around Foof? He can. And that's going to be another goal up for the Canes.
And that was a roller as well. Adams does not get a whole lot of power on this, but it happens to be just enough where Foof, boostless, not able to get around to it in time. And a 2-0 lead we're seeing now for the Hurricanes, and this is the last thing the Wolves wanted to see. They are facing their season ending right here if they can't get 2 goals in the next 3.5 minutes.
It is 3.5 minutes, though, so this game is not even close over yet. Almost got another one there, though, off the touch from Foof. And Adams catches this one, flicks it around Stevo. Can Stevo get back in time? Yes, he can, but barely. Adams gets the steal, and the Canes now doing a great job with the boost starve, unlike last game, where the Wolves had it all.
Ooh, Black
now over the top. He's going to be able to dunk this one in. Ooh. He gets it over Stevo, but it is going to bar down and out. Adams can't get there either. Stevo's going to have to chase this one back, but Black will get there in time. And Black, the savior for his team.
Yeah, Black just doing a really good job of getting that initial touch. The flick was there, but it was just over. Little bit of trepidation from Adams means he doesn't quite get the touch. It was his goal to take, but an unfortunate miss in midair means that The Wolves survive for now, only being 2-0 down, but they've really got to grab one back. Stevo's going to get it on target, and just as I talk about it, they come within one right here at halftime.
Well, asking you shall receive. This is a great play. Foof puts it off the backboard, undefended by the Canes, and Stevo, Stevo, comes up and puts it in. The Wolves, with 2.5 to go, are only down by 1, and they could come back here pretty easily if the Hurricanes make too many mistakes.
There's one right there. Stevo able to get a save, but Foof out there getting boost. Very fortunate that that follow-up shot was not on target. It's going to be Stevo now, clearing it to the left side. Foof there to receive. Going to push it up the left wall. It's going to come back down off the back wall. Stevo with a really good pickup there. He takes a shot. Was that deflected in?
I believe so. I believe that was actually an own goal. Foof puts this one over the top. Stevo tries to chip this one in. Adams thinks it's going in.
Ooh.
Tips it up over Black, who was ready to get another touch on it, but unfortunately, Adams leads to an own goal, and we are tied up.
What a turn of events. Hurricane hold a 2-0 lead. And within 60 seconds, the Wolves able to obliterate that lead and bring things back level. They are fighting for their lives right now as Foof looking to make another, but Black not going to let that one go in quite as easily.
Now the Wolves have all of the pressure as they are starving out the Canes pretty well. But Adams says, nah, I'm going to take this back. Thank you very much. Stevo tries to block it in Adams, but pinches towards net. Foof is back. Blocked up by Adams. And the Hurricanes back on offense.
That's going to come straight down for Adams as well. He's going to get a great clear downfield. It's actually on frame. Stevo had to go up and get a touch on that. Going to come off the corner to the hands of Foof, who's going to grab that boost and then follow it on the side wall. It's a great clear into the midfield. Unfortunate touch, though, off the ceiling. Stevo didn't quite read that. And now, 65 seconds, everything's still level. Both of these teams probing to try and find the open space they need to find a goal that could potentially win them this game.
And it is a golden goal opportunity here. We are in that territory. Less than a minute left, all tied up. Stevo tried to get there around Black, but Black was able to get there. Foof now going to try and block him out. That's tough, but he does manage to get the save. Adams waiting on Foof's touch. Foof ends up bombing it in. Gives it away to Adams.
Ooh.
Over the top is Stevo.
By Stevo, too.
Yeah, that could have gone, oh no. Stevo going for the demos, but Foof just doesn't come up and go for it. Hesitation by the Wolves leads to a goal by the Hurricanes.
And the Hurricanes bring in the storm here in the final moments of Game 4. Foof gets a really unfortunate touch that drops it down. He can't get back around, and it's Adams who slots it in top right. A 1-goal lead now for the Hurricanes, 22 seconds remaining. It's a do or die time for this Wolves team.
They absolutely need to get something going here. One more goal, and that'll probably leave them high. Season over. Stevo flicks this one over Black. Adams, the last one back now. He's going to have to put this into the corner, going to try and just keep it and hold it. It's going to go to center. Can Foof come up with it? No, the save by Black. Comes up with it. 1 second, and that's going to be it. The Canes are going to take this best-of-5 series.
And after losing Game 1, they really made the adjustments they needed to make to get back level in this series, take the lead, and then ultimately win the end. And just an outstanding offensive performance from them. 7 shots on target. 3 of them get saved. 3 of them go in. Only 1 is off. That is such wonderful performance from these Academy League players.
Absolutely. And, you know, the Canes, they show that they played very high-level Rocket League for an Academy League team. Their speed, while not entirely blazing fast, definitely was a bit higher than you'd see at Academy League. Their mechanical prowess definitely on point as well. The only problem where I think they might have had a little bit of a problem is team play in the very first game and potentially the last game as well, where they did miss a couple of good opportunities to get the ball to each other. I think the Wolves are a bit stronger in that front, but the Hurricanes were strong enough in that front to be able to pick up the slack for any other weaknesses they might have, and there weren't many. And as you can see, as a result, they do take it 3-1.
Well, that's going to be the Hurricanes moving on in the playoffs. They inch closer to trying to win that so-coveted grand final. And like everyone else in the playoffs, if you are able to win that grand final, you do get what you see before you, a case of Balls Guarana, a wonderful prize. But that's not going to be all the Rocket League that we see tonight, Gigabyte. We're going up to a Champions League match coming up next. It's going to be the Demolition facing off against the Pandas. None of you are going to want to miss it, so stick right here. We'll be right back.